Chafic, I'm so sorry about that. Whew. It's no wonder the kids get so involved in these things. I mean, I'm not even 40. I feel like an old man these days. Oh, crikey. Sorry, am I okay?
You look great.
Fantastic. Well, hello, everybody. Here we are today with Mr. Chafic Traboulsi. He's the Regional Vice President and Head of Networks for Ericsson Middle East and Africa. Thank you so much for joining us. We're here with our, we're streaming to a couple of social media channels today, Facebook and on Twitter. Please, while we're live for the next 10 or 15 minutes, we invite you, if something that we say inspires you to ask a question, please do in the comments below. And then at the end of the session, no pressure, Chafic, but we will try our best to answer at least a couple of those. Otherwise, we'll come straight back to them when the session's over and make sure that everyone's satisfied with their answers. But most importantly, let's kick off. Please, Mr. Traboulsi, please introduce yourself and tell us how you are today.
Thank you for having me here in this Facebook Live session, Jonathan. So I'm good today.
Oh, good. Okay. Perfect. Very important.
And my name is Chafic Traboulsi, as you presented, and I'm taking care of basically the networks division here for Ericsson in Middle East and Africa.
Okay.
And very exciting job, I would say. I'm in the middle of this, technology transformation on the mobile network that we call 5G.
Yeah.
Very happy to be in the middle of it, working with our customers to make sure that the end users like you and me can get the best service, the best possible service out of the mobile networks.
Fantastic. Well, it looks like I already was inside that, which actually is really one of the areas we're going to be covering today. We're going to be talking about gaming and how 5G has played a big part in that, and in terms of, I suppose, virtual reality and augmented reality as well. So maybe you could give us a little bit more insight about gaming in particular.
Yeah. I mean, gaming is one of the, let's say, application that we are seeing for 5G. Not the games themselves, but more the augmented reality and the virtual reality that can basically at this point in time with 5G be able to profit from the enhanced capacity and lower latency that we have on the networks.
Okay.
Now this is wired.
Yeah, a little bit cumbersome.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you would think about it being used without wires, then with using a 5G network, then that would be the actual application itself.
So I could be walking down the street with this on, engaging in whatever world I was just in.
Absolutely. Other than you would look really weird, you would be able to do it.
We have to watch out for that, yeah.
Yes.
Brilliant. And actually, it wasn't too bad here because I was sat still, but I have heard people complain a little bit about maybe feeling a bit seasick but you mentioned that the latency and everything would, with 5G,
absolutely,
that would kind of disappear.
Yes. So basically, the reason why you feel sick is because the images are a bit, they're lagging. So your body expects something, and then but your eyes are showing it something else. So obviously this would reduce when you have I would say lower latency and 5G is all about that, in a way.
Okay, and I suppose, quite popular at the moment is the whole esports. It's quite a big deal. There's I suppose big money prizes, and it's almost becoming, again I sound very old here, almost becoming a real sport. Do you think 5G in that arena obviously is helping will take things to the level?
Absolutely. We did basically a trial with Telstra and Intel basically as partners, and where we had basically esport professional players.
Okay.
We put them in a room with 5G connections with kind of wireless gear basically,
right.
And then they were able to enjoy a game on a 5G network, with no lag and huge amounts of data.
That's incredible.
So it was, it's real. It's becoming real.
And I suppose we're talking professional gamers there. What about the common man like me?
And me.
It's all about us, really.
Yes.
Just there on your smartphone. when 5G comes, can we expect some sort of elevated experience there as well?
Absolutely, and I think it's the experience would be elevated due to the capabilities of the network. So the gaming, let's say the game developers are going to be able to use, edge computing and things like that 5G will bring to make that the games would be much more interesting. Okay. And this is what we're hoping. So it will let's say enhance the ecosystem, and then you and me can instead of playing Tetris or
I'm a big fan of Tetris. Yeah. Don't do it then. Brilliant. So okay, I'm just thinking though. Obviously Tetris is there. What else will 5G bring along? I mean, we're just playing with games here. Where else will we go?
Yeah, obviously that's
the fun part.
Exactly, the fun part, the interesting part. But I would say it's not only about that.
Okay.
The first thing is we have to go back to basics. So the basics are that you and me as customers, mobile operator customers would need, I would say, some kind of enhanced service to do what we do every day. Download more, download faster, see a bit more higher definition video clips and so forth.
Yeah.
So 5G will be able to enable that due to the I would say enhanced efficiency that it provides to the mobile network. So that's one thing.
Okay.
The second thing is basically what we call fiber replacement. So we will be able to see I wouldn't say fiber replacement, but let's say in places where you don't have fiber, you can now put for the houses some kind of fixed wireless, access technology. Where with 5G, obviously the performance becomes a little bit more interesting than what we have now.
Great.
So this is a second, let's say, I would call basic, but and
bringing more people online. Everywhere,
yes,
really,
yeah. Yes, and improving a bit on what we have today.
Okay.
But I think the cornerstone is really what we call industry digitalization, where basically having 5G as a technology that is providing basically critical connectivity and massive connectivity, meaning hundreds of thousands of devices can be connected, and sometimes those devices can be connected with very, very high quality and reliability.
Okay.
And this is more for industrial applications and
yeah, obviously, and I suppose it's the industrial side that we're driving commercialization, and that'll be the real uptake for the operators working with you as well.
It could be things also that we see. For example, driverless cars are going to become more and more available, or self-driving car. Let's say not driverless cars, self-driving cars. And you need those cars to be connected to the network in a very, very accurate way.
Yes.
And so that if there's an accident in front, somebody can tell the car, hey, listen, there could be an accident 20 meters ahead, so slow down or stop. So I mean, these things are going to be a reality with 5G.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Speaking of, the driverless cars, connected cars, that's something that really interests me, because I don't really like driving, so it'd be great just to be able to get in the car, pick up a book, and just be able to go somewhere without worrying about it. But how many years, I don't want to put you on the spot here, but how many years, not only until the technology is in place, but actually from the human aspect? Do you think in 5 or 10 years would we be comfortable with that technology?
I wouldn't say the driverless car part.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say 5 years. I think, you see it today. It's you hear about those maybe some incidents with driverless cars. It's not the reliability of the technology itself that is at play.
Yeah.
But I think it's more the issue here is more like the legality. So what do we do?
If all takes responsibility.
Exactly. If all these things are not kind of sorted out, and it's a bit like for 5G, because 5G is here today, but there's still a lot of work to be done on the governmental side and on the regulatory side, because they work with what we call frequencies that are licensed. So basically, somebody has to put a license frame for the frequencies that are going to
Yeah.
be available for 5G. And that takes a bit of time. It's
Yes.
moving, but it might take maybe a few months to a year. We are seeing already some licenses being given in Italy, for example.
Right,
So
okay.
it is
It's
happening.
coming,
It
yeah.
is coming. Yeah.
Fantastic.
So that part, but then the legal part of the driverless car, that's another discussion. Yeah.
Yes. All right. So, okay, so we're getting a bit legal there. We talked about gaming, cars, if things go wrong. Can you see, any other opportunities there from this 5G network? I don't know, in terms of where augmented reality can take
Yes.
or anyway.
So we did some consumer analysis, and we found that there's actually hot trends that we are seeing, hot consumer trends that are happening out there, and some of them, a lot of them are actually related to this, I would say, augmented reality and so forth.
Okay.
And even what we call body control, so where you would basically control the let's say your shades, with your hand automatically.
So from a distance.
Exactly, things
So
like
you're
that.
lounging on the sofa and you just
Exactly.
do a
So
motion. Okay.
they're saying that the future will look like that, and then obviously the augmented reality and the virtual reality is more like for advertising and so forth. I mean,
Okay.
take this scenario: you go on vacation, you go visit the Louvre. Let's say today, we have those
like a guide.
exactly, with you press, you put the number, and then you get the information
Yeah.
on the actual artwork that
Yeah.
you're looking at. But imagine how that experience can be enhanced if you have, much more information that you get than somebody talking, and how you can navigate through it, like if you're navigating on a
Yeah.
touch screen or so forth. I
And
mean,
al-
imagine it like that.
And also, if you don't have to worry about the user interface, you just experience it.
Exactly.
That's a lot cleaner for the individual.
So I mean, it could open up a lot of things, and that's indoor. Imagine it outdoors. You're walking in you're doing a trek on a mountain, and then you have your gear, and then at least only the pods, and then you see something. I mean, the sky's the limit for these things. Sky's the limit. What the actual developers will do. I mean, it's.
Wow. Okay. And in terms of, let's say it's coming. So by 2019, 2020, we should be turning that 5G corner, I guess.
Depending on which part of the world,
Exactly,
I guess.
exactly.
I think in the Middle East, it's. I mean, the discussions are there,
Yeah.
and we have seen also press releases.
Okay.
And it really depends on which part of the world.
Okay. If you just bear with me, I'm going to pause there a second. I'm going to just check what's been going on Facebook
Perfect.
while we've been here. I don't know if you want to try this on for a second.
No.
It's quite good. You were talking about being on a mountain. Hold on a second. That's us. Okay. So, what have we got? Oh, crikey. With billions of dollars invested in 5G, how do you see this generating a greater revenue for operators compared to their investments in 3G and 4G? This is very compared to their investments in 3G and 4G and the returns, so the ROI that people get on these investments, especially in the subcontinent where cheap smartphone penetration is more than high-end smartphones. So you see,
Yeah.
we talked about a revenue
No,
opportunity
obviously, there is a revenue opportunity, but it's a very valid question.
there.
by
Sorry,
the
that's
way.
from Ali Mohammed. Thanks for the
Okay,
question.
so it's a very valid question, Ali, and yes, obviously, if your device ecosystem or the industry in the country or the customer base does not allow you to go with 5G, then you should definitely not. But there are some places where it is the case, and then obviously there are investments that have to be made. But the way to look at 5G is not by the investment, because we don't feel that the investment will be bigger than the investment
will
was
come.
in before. Actually, we feel that it's smaller.
Okay.
And the big benefit would be from the actual gain in efficiency. I mean,
Yes,
the
yeah.
traffic is going up. Bringing 5G will allow you to carry even more traffic
Yeah.
with a lesser investment. So that's how it has to be looked upon.
Okay. Got someone asking, what's next? Gitex, this is from Farah Houri. Will Ericsson be announcing something big at this year's Gitex? I'm sure we can't
No, we
reveal that
cannot.
just yet.
Sorry, Farah.
Come and see us at Gitex, I think will be the answer to that. We've got a question from... Bear with me. Where is this? I don't have... Okay. Oh, and Ali just said, great news, Middle East discussions. Apparently Ericsson are wizards of invention. That's a nice one. I'm looking for... but that's all we have just there. Now,
Perfect.
the other thing that we were running before this was something related to... on Twitter, actually. We ran a Twitter poll. And you've been talking about this all the way through. But the question we had was, the 5G system improves gaming experiences with, and then they had to choose one of these four answers, high wires and low waves, high latency and low speed, high speed or low latency, high speed and low latency. Which one of those is the correct answer?
It's the last one. So high speed and low latency.
Brilliant. Okay, so whoever got that right, congratulations there. Let's see. So, and I think that's it. And congratulations to those who did get it right, because you've obviously been reading all the inspiring and interesting reports that we published throughout the year. Any final thoughts, Chafic, before we wrap up there?
Just quickly, 5G is here.
Okay.
So it's just a matter of month, I would say, where we would see, the first serious implementations.
Right.
And also, it's the start of something great, and I'm happy to be part of it, and it will just give us end users better service.
I'm looking forward to wearing one of these again without a wire.
Without a wire.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And for being with us today. We'll speak again soon.
Thank you for having me here.
Cheers.